going on YouTube? This is Sam from TeamSamuraiX1 here, and today guys, I'm coming at you with my BLS Kiosk Max deck profile for the new September 18th 2017 ban list. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. A lot of you guys have been requesting for an update version of this deck ever since like 4 or 5 months ago, and I'm sorry guys, that took me quite some time to actually update you guys' deck. And you know what, since the release of the new ban list, you guys have all been requesting me to actually update this deck, and I thought that would be a great idea, especially with the addition of BLS. The Envoy at the beginning is now back at 2. This deck is just really powerful, and this deck is not going to be your standard BLS deck, okay? It's going to be BLS Kiosk Max, where you incorporate the Blue Eyes engine, the Kiosk Max engine, with the BLS engine, which is, you know, combining 2 archetypes together. And now we have Black Luster Soldier, Envoy at the beginning, back at 2, and this deck is just really consistent. I think that it's more consistent than the regular BLS, and I feel like it's just really powerful, more powerful than the regular BLS version. But I'll explain to you guys that as I progress to the deck profile. Stay tuned for more deck profiles. Make sure you guys turn on your post notifications by clicking the bell button right next to the subscribe button, so that way you guys get notified on each time I upload videos. So make sure you guys join the notification squad. That'll be absolutely amazing. Alright guys, for those of you who are interested in helping support the channel, I do have a World Challenge playmat available. Make sure you guys purchase your World Challenge playmat today. I do free shipping to Canada and USA. International shipping may cost extra, so if you want to get your World Challenge playmat, make sure you guys message me on my Facebook page. I'll leave a link in the description box below. Alright guys, so without further ado, let's start with the deck profile. Start with the monster real quick. Let's start off with the Blue Eyes engine. You're going to play double Blue Eyes Kiosk Max. You guys don't know how powerful Kiosk Max is. When you bring out Kiosk Max and your opponent has no auto Kiosk Max, you pretty much just win the game. And this card, when it attacks a defensive position monster, it does double piercing damage, which is really good. So can you imagine attacking a monster with 0 defense? You're essentially just dealing 8,000 damage to your opponent. This card cannot be targeted or destroyed by your opponent's card effects, so cards like Dark Hole and things like that will not work against Blue Eyes Kiosk Max Dragon. So the only way that you can actually beat up Blue Eyes Kiosk Max is through battle. So the only way you can actually get rid of it is what's it called, Utopia the Lightning. So there's not a lot of ways to actually out this card other than battle. So triple Blue Eyes White Dragon card is just really standard to play in a Blue Eyes Kiosk Max oriented deck. So you're gonna play triple Blue Eyes. And, you know, this card isn't really necessary to actually play as 3 hours in my personal opinion. It's just there to actually help support the main engine, which is BLS. So you have Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon. Really good card to actually have to actually destroy problematic monsters on the board. After your BLS engine, you'll play, of course, triple Black Luster Soldier, Super Soldier. If you guys don't know what its effect is, that you can ritual summon this card with Super Soldier Ritual. If this card destroys an opponent monster by battle, it sends to the graveyard. Inflict damage to your opponent equals to his attack in the graveyard. The second effect isn't too relevant in this deck because you're not going to be playing any Gaia monsters in the deck at all. But the first effect is just really good, so that way that you can actually potentially OTK your opponent. Especially having BLS on the field with Blue Eyes Kiosk Max, you're easily able to OTK your opponent, which is really, really good. And the ways that this card will gain additional effects is off cards like the Evening Twilight Night and also the Beginning Night, which is really good. These cards are really amazing cards to actually use to ritual summon Black Luster Soldier, Super Soldier. You guys don't know what these cards does. Beginning Night basically says that a Black Luster Soldier monster ritual summon using this card gains these effect. You only use this effect of Beginning Night once per turn. Once per turn, you can target one monster your opponent controls and banish it. So if you use this card as ritual material to bring out BLS, you know, BLS basically gets the Envoy at the beginning effect to banish one monster your opponent controls, which is really good. When this card destroys an opponent monster by battle and sends to the graveyard, you can activate this effect. This card can make a second attack in a row, which is really good. So these cards basically gain BLS, the ritual monster, additional effects if you use them to ritual summon the BLS. If this card is banished from your graveyard, you can add one ritual card from your deck to your hand. You can use this effect of Beginning Night once per turn. So also as another secondary effect where when it gets banished, you gotta add a ritual card directly from your deck to your hand, which is really, really amazing. And for Evening Twilight Night, its effect reads is that once per turn you can target one monster your opponent controls and banish it. It has the same effect as Beginning Night, so you just banish one monster on the field. You can banish one random card in your opponent's hand until your opponent's next end phase. So it has an Omega effect, which is really amazing. And also if this card is banished from your graveyard, you can add a ritual monster directly from your deck to your hand. So this synergizes really well with the deck because Beginning Night can add any ritual card, Chaos Form, Advanced Ritual Art, and even Super Soldier Synthesis, whereas even in Twilight Night you can add Black Luster Soldier, Super Soldier, and also the Blue Eyes Kiosk Max directly from your deck to your hand, which is really good. So these cards have great synergy with Kiosk Max and also the Black Luster Soldier, Super Soldier, which is really powerful. Next off, you're going to play one of the best boss monsters in the deck, 100% is Black Luster Soldier Envoy at the beginning. I'm just really happy that this card is finally back at 2. Well, we always had this card at 1. It was banned and then it got released off the ban list to 1, but now we have this card at at 2. Really powerful card. You guys don't know how strong BLS is. Being able to just banish a light and dark monster. When this card is summoned, you can banish one card on the field, one monster on the field, and then of course, you can attack and just make a second attack in a row, which is really powerful. So double BLS Envoy at the beginning. So happy that this card is finally back. And next we're gonna play, of course, double Envoy of Chaos. Card is essentially an honest for your deck. And last but not least, throwing up monsters to actually get your deck to, flow and get your deck, to its highest consistency. Definitely, play a triple Manju, the 10,000 hands to round off your monster lineup. Manju does not only get access into your ritual spells, but can also access your BLS ritual monster and also the Chaos Max ritual monster directly from your deck into your hand, which is really good. And Manju can just search the Blue Eyes Chaos Max or the BLS to your hand, and then that way that you can activate trading and things like that to actually draw into more of your combo pieces. So that's pretty much it for the monsters, guys. Remember, my deck list is always up to personal preference. Just use my deck list as a guide to what you guys can play in your own deck. So that's pretty much it for the monsters. Let's go off to our spells. For the spells, we're going to play, of course, Triple Gateway of Chaos. This card is one of the best cards in the deck, especially playing this dual mechanic archetype deck. What you do with this card is that when this card is activated, you can immediately add one BLS ritual monster directly from your deck to your hand, and then each time a monster is sent from the hand or field to the graveyard, place one spell counter on this card for each of those cards sent. Max is 6. Once per turn, you can remove 3 spell counters from this card, add one ritual spell card directly from your deck to your hand. So immediately, once you already have more than 3 counters, remove 3. You can remove 3 counters to add any ritual spell card directly from your deck to your hand, whether it will be the Super Soldier Synthesis, which you play triple copies of, whether it will be the Chaos form, or whether or not it will be also the Advanced Ritual Art, which is absolutely insane. So Gateway of Chaos will actually get you access to all these ritual cards directly from your deck to your hand, which is really powerful. And the way that they actually see your Gateway of Chaos as much as possible is to play a double Terraforming to actually try to see this card in your opening hand as quickly as you can, because Gateway of Chaos, especially in this specific version, is just really good for this deck. Being able to add any ritual spell cards, for example, during late game, you can add Chaos form, you can add the Super Soldier Synthesis. These cards are just really amazing cards to actually utilize in the deck. And just Terraforming is just good because you're essentially playing 5 copies of Gateway of Chaos, which is really amazing. So this is one of the best field spell cards for the deck, and it's one of the main spell cards that this deck synergizes with. So Advanced Ritual Art, you guys don't know how powerful Advanced Ritual Art is. You guys don't know what it does. This card can be used to ritual summon any one ritual monster. You must also send normal monsters from your deck to the graveyard whose total level is equal to the level of that ritual monster. Not only does this card can ritual summon the Chaos Max from your hand, but can also summon the BLS Super Soldier directly from your hand as well by sending the Blue Eyes directly from the graveyard, which is really amazing. Chaos's form is just a really good card overall, especially mid and late game. This card can be used to ritual summon any Chaos or Blackluster Soldier ritual monster. You must also tribute monsters from your hand or field or banish Blue Eyes White Dragon or Dark Magician from your graveyard, whose total level is exactly equal to the level of the Chaos or Blackluster Soldier monster to ritual summon. So what you can do is that you can activate Chaos form, banish the Blue Eyes in your graveyard to special summon the BLS. Really good cards. And last but not least, Super Soldier Synthesis, must play at 3 of. Cards really amazing by sending Twilight and also Beginning Night directly from your deck to the graveyard. And also you can ritual summon the BLS monsters from your graveyard using Super Soldier Synthesis, which is really good. You don't need to always have BLS in your hand, so that's why trading just synergizes really well with the deck, because to ritual summon the BLS, BLS can either be in your hand and or graveyard, which is really good. And you guys don't know what happens when you send the Evening Night and also Twilight Night to the graveyard using Super Soldier Synthesis. The BLS will gain their effects, which is really amazing. So next off, for the draw power of the deck, you're gonna play, of course, Triple Trade-In. This card is absolutely incredible in the deck. You're playing Chaos Max, you're playing Alternative, you're playing Blue Eyes, you're playing the BLS engine. Half your deck is just, what's it called, level 8 monsters. So trade-in just synergizes really well with the deck. So triple trade-in. Next off, you're going to play, of course, Triple Melody of the Awakening Dragons. Chaos Max is just a really powerful card. That card is a win condition within itself, so getting access to that card as quickly as possible is just really good. And also, this card synergizes really well with Gateway of Chaos. When Gateway of Chaos on the field, you're able to activate Awakening Dragons. You can ditch a monster, so that way that Gateway of Chaos can also gain, more counters by just ditching monsters from your hand or field to the graveyard, which is really good. So, you know, Triple Melody Awakening Dragons, a really good card to actually search your Blue Eyes and Chaos Max directly from your deck to your hand. And last but not least, for the spells, you want to play, of course, double Twin Twisters. I like to clear boards and also ditch monsters to the graveyard, so that way that Gateway to Chaos can gain more counters. So Twin Twisters is just a really solid card overall. And there's no traps in this deck because you're trying to ram out Chaos Max and also BLS as quickly as possible. So I don't think that traps are necessary in the deck at all. I believe that this deck is a really amazing deck going second, just trying to OTK your opponent. And also trying to bring out BLS in for the beginning, and also, you know, what's it called, Black Rose Soldier, Super Soldier, and also Chaos Max. It's just a really powerful boss monsters for this deck. And you don't even actually have to utilize the extra deck at all. The extra deck is just there just in case for you to actually go into and or have access to, depending on the current situation that you're in. So that's pretty much it for the spells. No traps. Let's go off into your extra deck. For the extra deck, you play, of course, you know, standard rank 8s, Heraldic Sun Dragon Overlord, Divine Dragon Knight Felgrand, you know, number 21 Lancelot, Alcei, of course, Hope Harbinger, Galaxy Eye Cypher Dragon, Dark Matter, and Galaxy Eye Cypher Blade Dragon. The way that you go into Cypher Blade Dragon is actually going to Cypher first and overlay on top for Blade Dragon. Blade Dragon is essentially a Trident, which is really amazing, popping a monster on the board. So Cypher and Dark Matter, and these cards are just really standard rank 4s that you guys can actually play for the deck. It's all the personal preference on what you guys want to play, but here's what I have for the rank 4s. 1 Cowboy, 1 Castell, 1 number, you know, Utopia Lightning, Utopia, Tornado Dragon, and last but not least, for our Link monsters, 1 Proxy Dragon and 1 Depot Talker. You barely go into these anyways, and to be honest, guys, I barely go into the extra deck anyways, but these are there just in case to actually, you know, depending on the certain situation that you're in, you can have access into your extra deck. So that's pretty much it for the deck, guys. Let me know what you guys think about this deck. This is a, you know, very different deck from the standard BLS, where you just play the BLS, you know, without any Chaos Max. I think that this deck is far more superior than just the standard BLS, in my personal opinion. You have a dual archetype engine in here with BLS and also the Blue Eyes, which is really powerful. Can you imagine having a board to face, you know, against a Chaos Max and facing against a BLS Super Soldier? This is absolutely scary. And, you know, if your opponent can't get rid of these cards within turn 2 or 3, you pretty much just win the duel. And especially Chaos Max alone can actually just help you game your opponent. So I think this deck is just a really fun deck to play overall, especially having BLS back at 2, which is absolutely insane. Let me know what you guys think about this deck in the comment section below. Like, it's just the synergy is just real. Like, Chaos Form can bring out either these two, Advanced Ritual Art can bring out either these two, and it's just absolutely insane. You trade in the deck, you have Melody to search out the cards. It's just so many things you can do with this deck. You got Monju to search up these cards right here, and you got a BLS, which can get multiple effects by sending, of course, a Twilight, and of course the Beginning Night to the graveyard to ritual summon the BLS, which is absolutely insane. You also have alternative in there as well to actually help pop monsters. There's so many things you can actually do with this deck, especially trying to overcome boards of Chaos Max and, you know, Super Soldier can actually be really problematic for your opponent to actually deal with. And also, this is like, you know, it's so nostalgic, you know, having Blue Eyes and also, what is it called, you know, Magicians or like BLS in a deck kind of reminds me of, you know, Kaiba and Yugi just forming together to make a really powerful deck. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure you guys smash the 500+ like button. We're almost at 100,000 subscribers, which is absolutely insane. So make sure you guys subscribe and stay tuned for more videos, guys. All right, peace.
You look like a Men in Black alien trying to blend in on